Greetings wherever you are watching us from. Welcome to Let's Talk Stuff episode number 12. And we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do not forget to like our videos, comment, and also share your feedback. This week, diving straight to episode number 12. Fix your attitude or else forget reaching your altitude. I repeat, you need to fix your attitude or else forget about reaching your altitude. Now, Jabril sent me his experience, which I'm going to share with you today. And Jabril is from North Africa and he works as a HR executive in charge of recruitment and selection of staff. Have you ever heard of this mantra that says, hire for attitude, train for skills? Now, this mantra is originally attributed to Herb Carter, one of the co-founders of the US-based Southwest Airlines. Now, personal attitude is a predisposition or a tendency to respond positively or negatively toward certain ideas, object, person, or even a situation. Attitude will end up influencing an individual's choice of action, response to challenges, incentives, and rewards. Now, when you put all these together, we call them stimuli. Now, what can you do during the recruitment and selection of staff so you can be able to spot a future shining star? I have mentioned to you about the mantra of hire for attitude and train for skills. Now, one core element of your people proposition should be hiring individuals whose personal values are in sync with the values that make the organization tick. Now, in this scenario, character will count far much more than their credentials. Keller believed that failure to nourish people with a great attitude undermines productivity, creativity, and morale, whereas encouraging it increases customer satisfaction, operational smoothness, engagement, retention, and ultimately the profits. Now, this is Jabril's experience when he hired one staff by the name of Joshua. Now, since there was a job opening for the position of the director of sales and marketing in that part of the world, Joshua was a candidate who was highly recommended for this senior role as a head of sales and marketing in that company. Now, I want you to stay with me because you will see the twist of events in this recruitment process. Jabril got so many applicants, in fact, into tunes of hundreds, and it was rather a very difficult task narrowing down shortlisted candidates for the interview during the pre-screening stages. Now, considering that this was a senior role, of course, the executive office had a role to play in interviewing the final shortlisted candidates. 3 very able all-round candidates were selected after a very thorough and a rigorous process. Now, Jabril states that while they were on their final stages of narrowing down to the final candidate, Joshua's resume was floated. This funny Joshua guy, his resume came in after they were closing up the recruitment process. Now, the resume came from the company highest office with great recommendation and approval of his experience and expertise. Now, Joshua was interviewed, and since he was stationed in a distant remote location, the interview was done virtually. In short, Joshua was hired and he jetted in and started his new role as the director of sales and marketing. Jabril's conducted the check-in process. And it's during the first encounter with Joshua, the director of sales and marketing, that he noticed he had an ego and an attitude that was very irreputable. Mr. Joshua, you will be attending the orientation program tomorrow with other new joiners, so you can be able to understand. Joshua halted Jabril and said, "Why do I need to waste time on orientation with juniors? I don't have any time to waste on orientation with juniors. I have no time really, and I need to make sure that I jump into my role and get my job done and put my team on track." Joshua had already sent a message. And because Jabril was a junior and Joshua was more of a senior to him, Jabril went ahead and informed the director that he was reporting to, who was the head of human resources, on the attitude of one Mr. Joshua. Now, things started to escalate in the sales department due to the rogue approach and arrogant nature of Joshua and how he was handling the team members. He could shout to colleagues and try to stamp some level and some form of authority with a very, very negative approach. In fact, he used very orthodox manner of dealing with his colleagues. The team synergy that was previously very much alive and well, that gel started falling apart. In fact, the sales team morale dwindled down within 1 month. Colleagues who were previously very focused and task-oriented started embracing the negative vibe of Joshua. In fact, I need not to say, with the nature of Joshua's approach to handling the team members, the company started experiencing loss of revenue from unmanaged segments and unclaimed accounts, and in fact, there was a lot of time wastage as a result of irrelevant squabbles. The nature of correspondence and responses in the internal communication took a dive for the worse. Do I need to say, within a month, Joshua was a loner. No one wanted to associate with him. In fact, he could go anywhere within the company alone, and only association was by need and necessity. Jabril states that on the second month, Joshua was dismissed without notice. He did not even get through the probation period. Now, why is it important to have a positive attitude? A positive attitude helps you cope more easily with the daily affairs of life. In fact, it brings optimism into your life and makes it easier to avoid worries and negative thinking. Now, if you adopt it as a way of life, it would bring constructive changes to you and your life, and most importantly, it will make you happier, brighter, and even successful. Why do you need then a positive attitude, and how can you gain it? One, it is the mental state that expects the best to always happen. It is actually a positive thinking and the habit of believing that things will turn out well and not allowing negative thoughts and doubts to disturb this sense of belief. Number two, it's a constructive thinking. You think about solutions and believe that you can be able to find them, and in fact, it means just being active about solving problems. It is not enough just to believe that things will turn out and just be okay. You also need to be actively thinking about constructive solutions and how you're going to carry them out. Number 3, it is creative thinking. Looking at life and situations with a broader vision and finding creative solutions. Now, with a positive attitude, you are not afraid to look to new ways of doing things and getting things done. Next, optimism. This is one of its main characteristics. It means hope and expecting situations to improve and plans to turn out well. Motivation, last but not least, this is the energy and the zest to do things and to accomplish goals. And in fact, when motivation is present, you are keen in doing things, spending energy and time on work and also studies just to make sure that you accomplish that goal. And lastly, we say, when you are sure of yourself, believe in your abilities, then you do not need to allow anything to discourage you, but you just need to become motivated. And last but not least, when you are engulfed in positive attitude, happiness becomes one of your characters. So a person with a positive attitude will always have a happy ending and contentment. Joshua, remember Joshua? Joshua, who was a wrong hire, as previously stated, although he had that great academic credential, although his skill set were thick, he had an egocentric attitude that damaged his opportunity to grow in that company, leave alone giving him an opportunity to shine into the next level. So wherever you are, we say, when you hire for attitude and train for skills. Now, with all said and done, we wrap up episode number 12 with the simple truth of the week. I don't know whether you'll call him Popeye, you'll call him Pope, you'll call him Poppy. He was right when he said, I am what I am. And in fact, the most common and fatal hiring mistake is to find someone with the right skills, but with the wrong mindset and hire them on the theory we can change them. So, the single best predictor of future behavior is a past behavior. Very said and done. Thank you for watching Let's Talk episode number 12 this week. And as we say, if you have any experience you want to share with us, kindly drop me a note on the email that are running down on your screen so that you can be able to get in touch with you. Do not forget to subscribe and also click that notification bell so that you'll get the weekly alerts once we upload our videos. And from us, as we always say it here in LTS, Let's Talk Stuff, remember, the most highly valued asset of any successful company is the staff. So, when you hire for attitude, let the skills be taken care of during the onboarding. See you next week on the next video of Let's Talk Stuff.